Hello there YouTube, this is RedFox468 back again with another hard draw video. Um, so the previous video that I did, which was 2 weeks ago, sorry, I kind of felt a bit lazy in making another video, so I'm doing it this week. I did like a somewhat realistic, it's not a realistic eye, but it's something just to get started with. So what I'm gonna do is well, the best thing to learn to draw realistic is to actually take a picture of something and then draw it out yourself. Best way to do it. So what I'm gonna do is draw a hand, and I'm gonna do it in time lapse, and then we're gonna go together with this in shading and all those dark spots that we have to go try to make it a bit more realistic. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do that in time lapse, and then I'm gonna come back and with a few words. Okay, I know this is not a really good hand drawing, whatever. As I said, the best way to learn how to draw realistic is to actually take a picture of a hand or something and draw it lightly. Start lightly. That's the main thing. But I'm just going over this just get thing to get you started. So the hand is not always gonna be white, so we can go in and lightly shade in the hand to give it a bit of more value into it, into it. There we go. So just going in and a bit here. Now holding the pencil at the end. Reason why it gets more lighter that way. The harder you close it here, the lighter it's gonna be. The harder, the darker it's gonna be. The harder it is to make it light. The more back you go, the easier way to make it lighter. You know, it's a little bit simple. It's kind of difficult to control. Yeah, you want to make like really small movements, but you should be able to get it. Basically, you have less control over it. So, more control, less control, darker, lighter, and I think you know what I'm trying to get to. And also, I'm not holding my pencil like really tight. I'm kind of letting it loose, a little bit loose. It's actually quite loose, and just getting a few lines there. It's not gonna be all that great. There's gonna be lines there and everywhere. So just to get a bit of graphite spread out, you'll be able to see that. As I zoom in here, you see all those lines and everything. So let's smooth zoom back out a little bit. Smooth zoom out. Here we go. It's not a really good hand drawing. Who cares, right? I'm just gonna get you to the shadows. So let's pretend the light is coming from this direction, right here. Yeah. So we're gonna go in and darken in with our finger. It's not recommended at all. I really don't recommend shading with your finger. First of all, because you're gonna leave a bunch of oil on your paper, and oil and the graphite will stick to that oil, so making it difficult to erase, especially when using charcoal. Really difficult. So use paper, use anything else except your finger. And when drawing realistic, try to keep your fingers, your hands off the drawing at all times. Literally, I'm probably gonna show you a few things that I did and the things that I messed up with. So just to show you. Hold on, there's a bunch of pink dust from my eraser. Okay, so now that we have like we smeared, we have spread out the graphite, and we get this little tone here. Now I've said it before, there's no lines in actual drawing, so if you want to go in, kind of erase, go around it, and erase a bit of the lines, you can do that. For keeping it simple, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go around it, because this graphite spreads like crazy. So I'm just going to do a little bit of there, here. There we go. Also, when you're drawing realistically, if you can, find something soft, something that won't smear your drawing as you're drawing. Will kind of smear it, so to get the pink dust, like a little rag or something, just lightly go over it. But I mean, it's this. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna smear some. So there we have that. We're gonna go pretending this is the light. So anything, the hand is not flat; it's rounded. So pretending the light's coming, it's gonna be something like this. So as you can see, you have the more lighter value over here than the darker value over here, and that's what we want to do. We want to keep it light to dark, making it a circular motion. So down over here, we're gonna actually have to darken it in a bit. I'm still holding the end of the pencil, but I'm just adding a tiny bit more pressure to it. As to add value from dark to light, or light to dark. I personally like to go from dark to light in drawings, but sometimes it changes. So I didn't even bother to draw in the lines. We're gonna do that later. But as you can see, it's already getting up to a certain point of realism. Not great, but it's to a certain point of realism. So, oops, too much pressure there. Also, a good technique is to use circles, not straight lines like that. Circles, little tiny circles. It helps kind of spread it apart a bit. And as you can see, I'm pretending here that this is actually coming out, so I'm giving a little bit of. These are little things you can do to make your drawing a bit better. It's just techniques after techniques, mistake after mistake. It's learning from your mistakes, basically. Good friend once told me, with every mistake there's an inspiration. It's actually a girl. She's actually really good at drawing. Yeah. But she told me with every mistake there's an inspiration. Every mistake is an inspiration. So it's quite true. It is. Me myself, I really don't have a slogan, if I was to say, but I don't know. I don't want to really get into it. So. As you can see, if we didn't have those dark lines over here, like here, it would look quite neat actually. But there's sometimes where we need to darken it in a bit more. Mainly where the fingers cross. Right there. Just getting dark. It has to be dark. course, you could only get up to a certain darkness in your with graphite, so that's why charcoal gets the pitch black, the really dark value in there, and that's why I use charcoal the last thing. It's actually very what you can. When drawing realistically, you have to think about this stuff. For example, you have to start what is much more easier to erase and fix than to what's much more difficult to work with. Graphite is easy to work with and easy to erase as long as you don't pressure like that. Now it looks quite dark right there, but if I was to move the light a little bit, you can kind of see how it shines. There we go. See how it shines? That's graphite shine. You don't want that. It's gonna take away from the realism of your drawing. So that's why I go light. What I use graphite mainly for is for like skin tones and light shading and the light stuff, not too dark. Now that we have that, I wanna give it a little bit of pizzazz in there. So we're gonna kind of erase the top of it, a little bit, just a bit, just to add a bit of depth into it. So as you can see, little highlights of white and dark and stuff, and it all makes your drawing a lot better. But as you can see, this is like a small little thing. I don't want to keep too much time in this. I already have. So I'm gonna smooth them out. Actually, be able to smooth them out a bit more. Look at it. So right now, I'd like to say thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Before I leave, before I finish this video, I'm actually gonna show you a bit of my drawings. I've actually entered into a vase competition, basically visual art service, something basic vase, and it was quite challenging. Your drawing was, well, there's 4 categories, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 4 people will be able to look at them and probably get chosen to go, probably win. So but I didn't make it. I got a 3. I was so close. So I'm gonna show you the drawing right now. Okay, now that we're here, as you can see, this is my drawing that I did. Everything here was drawn, the tape, the paper, everything. And as you can see, I expressed a few values in there. I didn't win, but it was a good experience. The title goes water please. So as you can see, it's going from 2D to 3D, and people really like that tape for some reason. They really do. Okay, so let me show you the mistakes I did in this drawing. As you can see, there's a bunch of fingerprints and stuff. Dark. This is my nephew. Try to draw the tape over here. I think it came out better this one. But as you can see like really dark spaces right there. I couldn't get that out because of my fingerprints, my finger, the grease, and so that's why it's difficult to work with the charcoal. So that's why I'm saying keep your hands off the work. That's what I did here. I try to keep my hands off of it, and it came out like this. I like it. It's really nice. So yes, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It'll be greatly appreciated. And until next time, sayonara.